Hello students, good morning. How are you? Yes, I am here with you in the virtual class of information technology. I hope all of you are well. All of you are doing some new creativity, like you can play some instruments, you can play music, listen music, you can do some uh, new things, new models you can do in any subject like chemistry, physics. In computer also you can make some new models, you can dance, okay, and whatever you want, do some new things. Drawing you can do, okay, you can read the story books, write the story, or you can write the poem also. So do some new things, okay. Okay, so today we will start session 2 of this chapter, communication skill. So last day we have seen that what is communication and what are the types of communication, like verbal, non-verbal, then written communication, visual communication. No, today we will see feedback, okay, about the feedback, about the communication process, okay. So let us see communication process. Here you can see the communication process and components of communication. I think all of you can see. Is it clear? Yes, communication process and components of communication. Here you can see first one, these are the components of communication. First one is sender. Sender means what? Who sends a message. That means encoding. Encoding means, you know what is encoding? Means when the sender sends any message, then it goes like it looks like a encoding. That means format or structure of the message. Okay, that is called encoding. So second one is when he sends the message, that means encoding the message. Now next one is a channel. Channel means media by which the message will go to the receiver. Like it may be phone, face-to-face conversation, through the email, or through WhatsApp, social media, any. So these are used to transfer the message from sender to receiver. Next one, number 3, receiver. Receiver understands the message. Receiver means who receives the message and then understand the meaning from that message received through a certain channel or certain medium. So that is called decoding. That is understanding the message, meaning of the message. Now, after getting the message, receiver replies to the sender. That means again encoding. And when he replies, whatever his reaction on that sender's message or response, that is called feedback. That means intimation about successful delivery of message to the sender. That is through the channel, through the communication medium. That is called feedback. Okay, so this one is feedback. Today we will see this about this feedback. So this is communication process. I think all of you understood. Like for example, here you can see sender is asking what has been done in biology class today. Okay, when he sends this message through the phone or through the face-to-face conversation, then it goes to receiver. He understands that message, and after that he responds. He replying that message that Miss has told about animal kingdom. Okay, this information again sender gets through the channel. So this is when he gives his sends this message. Miss has told about the animal kingdom, that is feedback. Understand? So feedback means is the response or reply or reaction of a receiver after perceiving or understanding the meaning of a message. Understand? So what is the importance of message? Feedback. First one, depending on the feedback, the sender can take the necessary action. Hence, feedback is necessary because it gets the reaction of the receiver, helps in clarifying doubts, okay, helps in clarifying doubts, and next one is what? Measures the effectiveness of communication, improves the relation between the sender and the receiver, helps in taking appropriate decisions, helps in solving problems, completes the process of communication. These are the importance of communication. If the communication is effective, then it helps in these aspects. Okay. Now, feedback motivates the receiver to try harder and do better. For instance, for example, your friend invites you to his or her newly opened restaurant and serves you with the best dishes. Now, he asks you to give your opinion about the place. Okay, about that restaurant, about that dishes. Okay. Now, by giving a genuine and constructive feedback by you, will help your friend to improve the kind of work. Okay, but that feedback should be honest and that should be genuine and constructive. Okay, then it will help to your friend. It will help to improve the kind of work. Okay, so the feedback should be unbiased. Only then it will be valued for the receiver. So feedback is the essence of two-way communication. Understand? Now we'll see what are the characteristics of effective feedback. Number one is clarity. Clarity means what? Clarity means the feedback must be clear in its form and it should be in understandable form. Okay, that is clarity. Clarity of feedback. Next one is well timed. Well timed means what? Means it should be in right time. The feedback, effective feedback, is the one that intimated the sender about the message in time. Just for example, you can say in prompt comment or prompt reply, that will be useful. Okay, similarly in written communication also the feedback is not delayed, because if it will be delayed, then it kills the effectiveness of the feedback. Okay, and in turn it destroys the effectiveness of feedback also. Effectiveness of communication. Okay, so that is should be effective feedback should be well timed. That means in right time. Next one is specific. Yes, the feedback should not be non-specific. It should be specific and should be conveyed with clarity. Okay, when we will see the types of feedback, then specific and non-specific, that things we will discuss in details. Next is usefulness. Yes, usefulness means what? Usefulness means effective feedback is the one that improves the overall communication. That is usefulness. Okay. Next one is impersonal. Impersonal means it should not be biased. It should be honest. The useful feedback should be honest. Okay. And it doesn't pass any judgment on it should not pass any judgment on the message. It only express if the message is received in the right form. and it should be honest and genuine, that is impersonal. And next one is informative. Okay, so the feedback should be informative. It should contain information, and rather than conversation, rather than that interrogation or these things, it should be informative. Understand? So these are the few characteristics of feedback. So next day we will see about the types of feedback, where we will see there are four types of feedback: formal, informal, descriptive, non-descriptive, specific, non-specific, written. So these are different types of communication that we will discuss on next session, next day. So for that time, thank you. All of you stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home. Thank you.